So this video will show you how to draw a quadratic graph. So on this question, they have given you the x values across the top and the y values, which is the graph you were drawing, of x squared minus 3 along the bottom. So all the table is filled in for you. So all you are doing then is treating each of these values as a pair of coordinates. So if I look at the first pair there, that is the coordinate minus 3 and 6. So that means I go across to minus 3, I come up to 6, and I draw a cross. The next coordinate here is minus 2 and 1. So that means I come across to minus 2, up to 1, and draw a cross. The next coordinate is minus 1, minus 2. So I'm coming across to minus 1, down to minus 2, and I do a cross. And then I have 0, minus 3. So that's 0 and minus 3. And then moving on to the next pair, 1 and minus 2. Then 2 and 1, so across to 2, up to 1. And then 3 and 6. So there's 3 and 6. Now you'll notice there's 2 marks for this question. When you've plotted all of your points, you need to join those points with a smooth curve. You need to try and make sure that this curve is as smooth as possible without any overlap. Now this is quite tricky to do, so what I do is I come down the one side, trying to make sure that I don't show any gaps. I'm trying to hit every single cross possible, and then I stop on a cross and I come back down the other side. Now all quadratic graphs, if they have an x squared in it, are either a smiley face or a sad face. So if it's a positive x squared, your graph should always be a smiley face like that. The final question says write down the x values of the points where the graph cuts the x-axis. So at this point, you need to remember that the x-axis is that line that goes right the way across there, and I need to work out those 2 points there that I've circled where they've crossed the x-axis. Now they only want the x values. The y value would be 0 because it's on the x-axis. So you need to make sure you are as accurate as possible by here. So that line there would be minus 1.5, minus 1.6, minus 1.7. And then the other value, that's 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. You might notice this graph is symmetrical as well. Most quadratic graphs will be symmetrical, but in the exam they might not give you enough values so that it looks symmetrical on your exam paper.